Whether you're a skeptic or a believer, join me, Rob McConnell, as together we'll investigate the world of the paranormal and the science of parapsychology here on the X-Zone Radio TV show on XZBN and the X-Zone TV channel on Simul TV. Since 1990, the X-Zone Radio TV show has been the place where people dare to believe and dare to be heard. Together, we'll investigate UFOs, aliens, ghosts, Bigfoot, psychic phenomenon, lake monsters, conspiracy theories, government cover-ups, the truth embargo, alien abductions, ESP, haunted locations from around the world, and so much more. With over 28 years of broadcasting and more than 4,500 individual guests, the X-Zone is truly a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality, as evidenced by the credibility, integrity, and professionalism of the guests that we bring to our international audience. If you have seen a UFO, had a close encounter, seen a ghost, Bigfoot, lake monster, or a story that you would like to share or have investigated, contact me, Rob McConnell, by sending me your email to xzone@xzoneradiotv.com, or you can call toll-free 1-800-610-7035, extension 143, and on Skype, X-Zone Radio TV. For more information on the X-Zone Radio TV show with yours truly, Rob McConnell, visit www.xzoneradiotv.com or www.xzonetvchannel.com or simultv.com and xzbn.net. Until next we meet here in the X-Zone from our broadcast center and studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, always remember, X-Zone Nation, keep your eyes to the sky and your heart in the light.
Welcome to the Imagine More Success radio show with Cindy and Thomas. We're so glad that you could join us today. We've got a really fun lineup for you today. We're going to have a friend on a little bit later who's going to be talking about really what our entire show is about today, which is the idea of transformation. Cindy, you've spent a lot of time helping a lot of people really transform their lives to move from a place of maybe confusion to getting to a place of clarity. Talk to me a little bit about what transformation means to you.
Well, actually, it's not just people that I worked with, but it's sometimes bosses too.
Oh, transformation can go up and down. That's very interesting.
Exactly. Sometimes they need a little help, right? But, with transformation, it's really interesting because most people don't either know their skill sets thoroughly or they don't know how to reach inside and pull them out. And then when they do transform with bringing out their skill sets, it's amazing to watch that transformation because you see it on their faces that they didn't even realize they had all that to bring out.
Yeah, that's definitely something that I've seen in my personal life as well as obviously in teaching voice. You really see that there's basically two types of transformation that I've seen, as at least as far as I kind of codify it based upon time. There's that instantaneous transformation that happens where it's like the light bulb goes off, right? You just see it, there's a big breakthrough and everything happens. But usually that level of transformation is actually a byproduct of many hours of repetitive transformation, building habits and creating new ways of thinking and doing. And it seems that really one kind of will have the opportunity to support the other. Sometimes the light bulb goes off, and then that's what acts as the impetus to kind of start changing habits or doing things differently.
Well, what I like to think of that light bulb is that you see the flicker, and after you've worked with a person, and that flicker turns into the brightest darn light that you can imagine because they finally got it.
Yes. Yeah, of course. And Cindy, I know we've talked about this in our course actually, but let's talk a little bit about the difference between transformation and change. So when we think about change is something that a person can do. You can be doing A, can change and do B, but if you're changing, it means you could literally go back to A again. Whereas transformation is basically a one-time change. It's something where once you move from A to B, there's no going back to A.
Here's the way I see it. You either own it or you don't. And if you own it, then you're never going backwards. And when you don't, you haven't owned it.
Yeah, I can totally see that.
Yes, yes.
In the work you've done in your business, when you're first encountering your clients, do you often have a very clear understanding of what their transformation is going to look like before it happens?
Well, being intuitive, I do get a glimmer, but sometimes with people, they're hiding and they don't even know their own strengths. And when they're hiding, sometimes it's hard even for an intuitive to see it. But once I work with them, I start getting those little glimmers of it's there. And then when I can talk to them about what I'm seeing and what they should be starting to see for themselves, and I know you understand this because we've done this, is that it just automatically flows and comes forward.
Yeah, I can completely understand that. And something that I've personally noticed is that the more open someone is with where they are, the more likely it is for them to change, because there's more information for the person who's helping them to be able to glean and to garner and to create a great game plan with. Whereas if someone's kind of hiding their faults or keeping them to themselves, it's really difficult sometimes to do that.
Well, and here's the other side of that coin is that some people want something, they want to achieve something, but in their heart, they don't want to change their lifestyle. And they can want from now until, the end of time, but if they're not willing to do the work or make the change, or, one of the things we wrote in our courses was, what are you willing to give up? Well, sometimes people just simply are not willing to give up what it takes to get what it is they want.
Yes, there's a lot of sacrifices that have to be made or can be made or you can choose to make whenever you're going after something. And a lot of it has to do with being in alignment with aligning what you want with your actions. Especially, again, I always bring this back to music, but if you're a musician, you want to be a singer, it's really hard to, say, drink 5 nights a week and expect that your voice is going to be nice and clear and healthy, or to continually eat kind of terrible foods and not really take care of yourself, don't get sleep. All these things are not supporting the bigger vision. So once you have that kind of big, powerful vision, transformation, that change from A to B, is going to require some life choices, some life changes that can be supportive of that.
That is so on point, Thomas. I also believe that core values are a real dictator of how a person proceeds with what it is that they want and what it is they can achieve. And, you can even equate it to something like, if a person wants to be single or if they want to be married, there are certain things you got to do for one or the other. And some people aren't willing to do those things for one or the other, whether it's being single or married or whether it's being a 9-to-5er or an entrepreneur.
Yeah. And, there's also that idea of really prioritizing and getting a real sense of how important something is in your life. And what I've seen often is that some of the behaviors or some of the patterns that people have, including myself, that are not in alignment with what it is that I want to do, I realize those are kind of crutches that they're being used to support something else. And if I can actually take a couple of steps back and look at it, typically there's some part of my life that I can change that would make a difference so that I no longer need those crutches. Like if I find myself drinking caffeine all the time, which is not necessarily a great thing, it's because maybe I'm not resting properly or I'm doing too much, I'm not getting enough kind of R&R time or free time. And, if you want to get rid of totally relying on caffeine and keeping Starbucks in business, you have to change your schedule up a little bit so you have more energy and more ability to focus on what's really important.
I don't know, Thomas. I don't think that I would ever want to give up my caffeine. I just like it too much.
Well, it is, people like it and a lot of people really love it. And I completely understand that too.
Yeah, because, everybody always wants to take away our caffeine. And, for the $3 or now probably $5
Right, the latte
at
effect. Right.
Starbucks, you know. I make mine in a drip, and the flavor is just so much better, and you don't have to worry about, bacteria getting in your coffee maker because nobody has time to clean them and so on. And
Yes,
no,
a
I'll never give up my
ubiquitous
caffeine.
coffee maker at the office. Yes,
That's
absolutely.
right. That's right. And I'll never give up my wine either. So, in my early days with Annie Greensprings to now my Pinot Noirs and Cabernets,
Too funny.
I know. So I've progressed from the Annie Greensprings days.
Well, talking about progression, that's more of what we're going to be talking about in the next segment. We're going to have Elena Rahrig on with us today, who is the owner of Transform, and we've got an amazing segment coming up, actually two amazing segments with her, where she's going to talk about how you can move from having a business to creating an empire. And this is something that I have a ton of interest in. I know you do too, Cindy, and I think you're going to want to stick around and listen to that. She's the author of 13 books. She's developed 4 programs, 9 separate academies. She started her business at a very young age, actually at age 12, under the training of her parents, who are also very successful entrepreneurs. And I mean, if you want to talk about having a jump start on life, this is definitely it. Her Transform International includes the Global Transform Mastermind Group and Transform Publishing, so she can help you write, create, and publish a book that you'd be proud of, that you can use for marketing materials as well as for information for clients. She actually does incredible work. Cindy, you've done a ton of work with her and spent a lot of time with her. Talk to me a little bit about what it means to have her on the show today.
Well, Elena has published several of my books, and I want to share a couple of things that are most impressive to me about Elena, besides, just being Elena, is that she doesn't farm out all of her work like a lot of people who do a lot of things, which is very impressive. She does, well, she knows how to do all the work that she does. And I'm sure she does have some people that supports her, but that's impressive that she knows how to do every single thing that she does. And the other thing that she is impressive with is that she also includes young people in her trainings. And I'm sure that stems from her early days of her parents training her as a preteen, and that she includes them in her offerings as part of the package at no charge. Now, how many people do you know that do that?
You know, not a whole lot. And this is the thing too, when you get your entire family involved in, your loved ones, when everyone's kind of working in the same direction, I can't tell you how many times I hear my friends mention that something that their children said to them had a tremendous impact on their focus and on what it is that they really want, because their kids sometimes will just come to them with these amazing, simple ideas and, very keen observations, and they really help to put things in perspective for them. So teaching kids like that as well is just an amazing extra set of a support system for someone who's going through her programs.
Well, she also, I know, has a couple of fantastic giveaways. So everybody out there
Yes.
listening today, make sure you stay tuned and,
Yeah,
and get a hold of her freebies because they're well worth it.
she's got a fantastic freebie for you today. So you do want to stick around. When we come back, we're going to have Elena Rahrig on from Transform International, etransforminternational.com. And you want to check us out at imaginemoresuccess.net, where you can listen to some previous episodes. Here's some fantastic content and great educational materials. And also check out findhiddenmoney.com, where you can learn more how to increase your ability to reach the goals that you want to reach.
It's hard to listen to the news without realizing we're living in volatile, unprecedented times. Yet never has there been such an opportunity to transform the human condition. As old structures fail, where can we find the guidance to co-create a better way? Find Your Path Home is an ever-evolving, leading-edge information, education, and healing resource center designed to support and guide you on your path to unity and enlightenment. Based on sound principles employed by shamans worldwide, we provide techniques that can support you through the current transitions, offering online shamanic classes, international long-distance shamanic healing sessions, complimentary Mission Evolution radio episodes and Stairway to Heaven TV vignettes, seminars, retreats, and much more. All of this can be found on findyourpathhome.com.
So I was watching the X Zone TV channel last night when I was abducted by aliens, and they kept repeating to me over and over again, simultv.com, simultv.com.
What's simultv.com?
That's what I asked them. They had it written on the side of their UFO.
How do you spell that?
UFO.
No, I mean simultv.com.
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 Right. simultv.com.
Interesting that you were abducted by aliens in a simultv.com UFO last night.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Now that you mention it, I remember now last night I was awakened from a deep sleep. My great-grandmother was standing there. She said she'd come from the hereafter to tell me about simultv.com. She even spelled it out for me. simultv.com, sonny boy.
simultv.com.
simultv.com, sonny boy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Guys, you'll never guess what my psychic guru just told me.
simultv.com.
Exactly. Are you guys psychic too?
Of course.
We all know about simultv.com. simultv.com.
Welcome back to the Imagine More Success radio show with Cindy and Thomas. Today we are very happy to have Elena Rahrig join us today. She's from eTransform International, where she's going to be talking to you today about how to transform your business into an empire. Welcome to the show, Elena.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Hey, Elena.
Hello, Cindy.
Elena, you've done some really tremendous work with your clients. Take a moment and tell us a little bit about one of your clients that you helped and how you transformed their life.
Awesome. Well, you know what? We do so much here at Transform International and have so many different programs and academies and books, and it's really hard to pinpoint one, because if I pinpoint one, it's like, well, then that's just the authors that who we helped. But I mean, really, we have built websites. I've had a website I built, and it was a product website. And in the first day, this client got 18 sales on his website, which was awesome. We've had authors get their books into Barnes and Nobles and become bestsellers. And we've certified coaches, consultants, mentors. We teach technology. Oh my gosh, the people we get who are technology brain dead. So being able to just teach them how to do an email funnel or any type of technology, set up their email or YouTube channel. I mean, that is so much fun for me to watch people learn and be able to do things that they couldn't do before. So that's a great one. We have helped people launch their own publishing companies, their own programs and academies. And our latest one I'm super excited for, because I've done it before in my own life. I was able to help one of my clients develop her product, which is a tangible product, and get factories to manufacture it for her. So that was super exciting to watch also.
Oh, wow.
Well, Elena, I would love to hear more information on how you set up that website to get 18 sales immediately. That I know everybody would be thrilled to hear.
Yes, a lot of that, of course, we're going to go back to SEO, and we're going to go, my biggest thing with websites, and I'm actually teaching this tonight, teaching, what questions do you ask a website developer before hiring them, and what are the trends? And one of the biggest trends right now is not letting somebody get to your website and just aimlessly wander around it. So we really map out websites to say, listen, this is what we want you to see first. And when you're done with that, click here, because this is what's next. And so we know where we want to lead them, and we know what they need before they get it, to where there's so many websites I see out there where it's like, as soon as you go to it, opt in, buy this. It's like, we are not ready to give you our email yet. We are not ready to buy from you yet. We need to know, like, and trust you first. So it's all about, one of the things I'm really big on right now is virtual gift baskets. So as soon as someone gets to your site, they learn a very little bit about you, and then you're giving them a virtual gift basket of free videos, downloads, and your best content. I also see people give away content that I could do a Google search and find in 5 seconds. So we want to give away the biggest secrets, because that's when they're like, oh, wow, that's amazing. And then they're instantly, they want more from you because they've never heard that before. So it's all strategic when it comes to websites.
That sounds so exciting. And how did you package that virtual gift basket? I love that.
Yeah, I have a whole lesson on it. It's for our members, of course, that Cindy, you are on my team, so you will definitely get that video. But virtual gift baskets, just a quick behind of what that is if you think about you're going to an event and everybody wants the door prize, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I've noticed that, absolutely.
Yeah, and what's funny is they don't even care if it's a crappy door prize. They just want to hear their name drawn. Like, it's amazing. And I'm guilty of that. I just want to be a winner, right?
They just want to run down there and see Bob Barker. That's it.
Yes. But now on your website, you want it to be amazing. You want everybody to want it. So, for example, you might give out a video that teaches them how to build a website or something, how to do something, again, something nobody's blogging about. It's something that, oh my gosh, they would have to pay $1,000 to get that information. You want to give them that. And so that's one of the things I teach my clients too is, okay, you're going to build a program or an academy, your very first one. And real quick, let me say a program is personal development. Academy is teaching something about business. So that's why I toss those two terms. But if you're going to build one, your first one, give that one away because that's the one you're going to wow people with to buy into an even better one. So it's too many people are, they're creating one program and going, I'm selling it. Well, what are you giving to us to get us to buy it? Nothing. I don't even know if I want to give you that money. So you really got to create more than one. And so that might be one. Give away an entire program. And another one, your first book, give away the book. Come on. As an empire creator, we are not in business to make $10 off of a book. Give it to people, and not a book that you threw together. Like, really invest in this book and know that the investment is going to get you clients, not book sales. So now we're all for book sales and we teach people how to do that too, but we really have to give away good content because there is some good competition out there. So you cannot do, it's the one thing I say with being an empire creator is you cannot do what everyone else is doing. If you're doing what everyone else is doing, then you're just like everyone else. You're not special. You're not unique. You're not standing out. And so you have to give more away, better quality away, and you got to be smarter, so that virtual gift basket is really proving to them, listen, here's how you get to know my work. Here's how you get to trust my knowledge. And here's how you get to like me by watching the videos that I'm personable. I'm not polished and perfect and always professional. I have fun. I let my hair down, and I make mistakes. So know, like, and trust. When you're giving your virtual gift basket away, your key is to get them to know, like, and trust you through that virtual gift basket, because when they do, that's when they will buy from you.
Hey, Elena, I'm going to call you out on that because you are professional and you are polished, okay?
Well, I am. You know what? I am when I have to be.
Yes. But we all, you know what? You're right. We all make mistakes, but you look really great when you're presenting. And I just have to mention that because you are a professional. But I'm really interested in how you package a gift basket on a website. I mean, that sounds so cool, but what would that look like on the website?
It's all going to be one, we put a picture of a gift basket. So there's so many really cool pictures out there of gift baskets. And so we buy the copyright to that. And so they're actually clicking on that gift basket. And again, this is all in the video. I even have a PDF step-by-step on how to build it inside your website, because that's the tricky part, is making sure everything links just right and how things work. So you just got to watch that video, Cindy. But it's virtual. So if I click on that gift basket, I'm going to get gift number 1, and it's going to be download this. And no opt-in. That is the thing. It is a gift, which means you do not have to give me anything. I am not asking for your email, because here's the deal. Remember when I said if you do what everyone else does, then you're just like everyone else and you really are not going to get to that empire. So you have to do it different, saying, listen, I'm not going to ask you for an email opt-in. I'm just giving it to you because you stopped on my website. You're going to get all this free stuff because I want you to know how amazing my stuff is and how much I can help you. And I want to help you get to level 5. So you hire me to get to level 100, so no opt-in, absolutely no opt-in. They're not ready for that yet. And with opt-ins, the trend with that is people are opting in, getting your free stuff and then unsubscribing. So you might as well just get rid of the opt-in in the beginning. Now later we want to capture that. but when they're ready. We need to nurture them first.
Cool. Love
Great
that.
ideas.
That's such a wonderful idea and such a great concept. And, something you hit on earlier was that idea of not having to be polished and perfect. And as we've seen, I mean, if we mention some of the big internet marketers that we see over and over, say on YouTube, like Ty Lopez or Billie Jean, these guys, they are putting together videos that are so informal, so, handheld cell phone videos. They're tremendously popular. And it's almost fascinating to see that for some reason that has more powerful connection to the audience than these really slick, professionally done, professionally made advertisements. Talk a little more about that.
The part I like about not having to be perfect is, I like to make our show fun. I've listened to some podcasts and radio shows before that it's really hard to get through the whole thing. And I decided early on and told Thomas, I said, you know what, we have to make it fun. Otherwise, I'm going to have a hard time getting through an hour's worth.
We're going to put ourselves to sleep if we're not fun, right?
Exactly.
So here's my biggest tip for people who, because I get so many clients who are scared to be on video. And I notice the ones who I really get to know, when I watch their videos, they change. I'm like, that is not the person I know. Why are they talking in that soft voice? Why are they so stiff? Why are they so professional and they're, perfect posture and perched lips, I'm like, that's not them. That's not them. And I am so guilty. When I first started this venture that I'm on, Transform Mastermind, when I first started doing the videos, when I first started, Facebook Live wasn't a thing. And so I had a teleprompter, I had all the lighting, I had all the sound stuff, and I was so professional. But I used to watch YouTube videos. I would purposefully go search for women speakers or women who were like me. And I would be like, oh, she's so funny. I think I'm going to be funny. So I contacted a magician and I thought I would learn magic and be funny with magic. Like, what the heck? That's so stupid, right?
I love it.
That's not me. And so this guy came along and he was with me while I was saying, like, what should I be? What should I do? And he said, Elena, just be you. I said, but I'm loud. I'm the girl you click to play the video. And you're like, whoa, she's screaming at me, right? And I was like, you know what? But that's me. That's who I am because it's my passion coming through. And so in the end, people see my passion and my heart and my love to help them. And I never needed to learn magic.
And I tell you what, we're going to continue the magic in the next segment when we come back with Elena Rahrig from etransforminternational.com. Do stick around when we come back. We're going to talk more about how you can turn your business into an empire. So please stay tuned to the Imagine More Success radio show. How would your life change if you could develop the business and personal skills that you need in order to make more money? Do you want to learn how to achieve your big life goals faster? Then go to findhiddenmoney.com and get the Goal for It online course. The course teaches you how you can set and achieve your biggest goals while completely overcoming the roadblocks to your goals so that you can realize your dreams and imagine more success. Go to findhiddenmoney.com.
Memorable dynamic presentations are a not-so-secret weapon in the business world. Do you have a powerful message that must be shared, but you haven't found a way to deliver that message? Do you want to be known as a top public speaker who gets amazing results? Are you ready to create and deliver your powerful message? Thomas Hides can help you create and deliver your speech to get the results you desire. Visit iconquality.com.
Did you expect your business to flourish, but instead it plateaued or didn't get off the ground yet? Would you like to achieve massive goals and discover new sources of income within your business? When you're ready to experience that type of success with fast results, Cindy Hendricks is the business coach for you. Her work with entrepreneurs and business owners has been life-changing. To get you and your business where you want to be, go to imaginemoresuccess.com.
Has the fear of public speaking stalled your business or personal life? What would you give to develop and maintain supreme confidence? Have an invaluable private program to always perform at your best. Imagine how you would feel. You can have all that and so much more today with Thomas Hyde's life-changing course called Number One Fear Unleashed. Visit numberonefear.com and be liberated from your fear of public speaking.
You're back on the Imagine More Success radio show with Cindy and Thomas. Today we're talking to Elena Rahrig, who is from etransforminternational.com. We were talking about magic tricks in the previous segment. Elena was thinking about learning magic tricks so that she could make some really cool videos when she was first getting started. But Elena, once you realized that the real magic isn't in doing magic tricks, but being yourself, how quickly did those videos take off for you?
Skyrocketed. But I will tell you, it took me a little bit. I have to tell you, when Facebook Live came about, I was so scared. Here I had been posting videos for at least a year on Facebook, and people thought I was crazy because I'm the only one posting videos of herself talking to herself into the camera. But that was how I had to get my message out. And I did get a really great big following, but the ones closest to me thought I was crazy. So you know how that goes.
Yeah,
well,
absolutely.
When Facebook Live came about, I was so scared. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't have my teleprompter. I don't have my script. Like, I just have to be me, like 100% be me. And I tell you what, the first probably 3 or 4 or maybe even more videos that I did, I got so nervous once I hit that live button that I snuck my hand up and clicked on end video. And then I deleted it. And then I made a post on my business page and said, sorry, I'm having technology difficulties. I'll try to go live again later.
I don't think you're the only person that's ever done that, by the way.
No, but so I get, like, you have to get used to the live, and you have to, what's crazy is we have to get used to just being ourselves. And that is when your business will skyrocket. And you know what? There are people who don't like me. There are people who think I'm like, my videos are annoying. But guess what? That's just not my tribe. It's not my tribe, because I have a whole lot of other people who love me and love watching my videos.
Well, and what you have learned, no doubt, Elena, is that you are the magic.
Oh, that's so sweet. You're right.
It's true. I mean, I've seen you for a few years now, and, you are just very authentic. And I think that's what everybody shoots for, but not everybody's able to do that just yet.
Right. It is a transformation in oneself. And that's one reason that we offer personal development and business development, because we have to work on both areas.
Yes, and I think a lot of the issue is that, many people are still a product of the 80s and 90s, where that whole dress for success thing and that very staid navy blue suit, just kind of took them a different direction.
Oh, Cindy, I know. I have a whole closet full of suits that I had to wear in the beginning because I had to be professional. And now they just hang in my closet because I don't have to be that anymore.
Well, with the purple and the pink and the striped hair that's out there nowadays.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
And
yes.
navy blue suit just wouldn't work, would it?
No, it would not.
I got to tell you something. One of my friends, Jennifer Leone, out of Australia, actually is an amazing public speaking coach, and she tells a very similar story, that she had this idea that she had to be super professional and what that meant to her. And when she found out that really people who were ultra professional came to her in spite of her having this idea that she needed to be something else, she was able to just be more of herself and not worry. And just by doing that one simple change really transformed her business. She no longer worried about that. She just got the clients that she needed to get. And they came to her not because she was or was not professional, but because she was extraordinarily caring and extraordinarily insightful, and does an amazing job in helping people really craft their most important stories.
Well, and the bottom line is that you just have to be comfortable in your own skin and let yourself shine through.
Yep. Yeah, and you can't be who you think other people want you to be.
No.
You have to be true to yourself and your own character.
Absolutely. And that comes back to your code of ethics and your values. Yep.
There's something I kind of want to a tangent I kind of want to go off on a little bit, Elena. You talk a lot about and teach about the idea of multiple streams of income, and you have some very unique definitions about that and some great insights. Share a little bit with us about your ideas on multiple streams of income.
Absolutely. This is one that I learned at a young age. As you had mentioned earlier, my parents started training me at 12 years old, and my parents were big on multiple streams of income. But what I see, people hear that and who are, let's face it, a lot of entrepreneurs, they've been a 9-to-5er for so many years. They got fed up, decided, they read a good inspirational book and said, hey, I want to be a coach, or I want to do that, And so they quit, and they really don't have the training that's needed, the training that I've had since I was 12. And so they hear things and they take it to what it feels good to them or what they think it means instead of really studying that concept. And so when we think of multiple streams of income, it's one I see almost probably every client who comes to me is like, okay, I want multiple streams of income. I'm selling vacuum cleaners. I'm doing hair. I'm a real estate agent. I'm all the, and I'm like, how does any of this make sense? Like I get multiple streams of income, but they have to complement each other. So if you look at Transform International, we have the whole purpose is to teach business, to teach everything you need to know. Because when I first started, I had to hire a coach for $4,000 to teach me about books, a coach for $6,000 to teach me about public speaking, another coach. And I was like, is this ever going to end? I just keep having to spend thousands to learn each part of what I need to know to be trained in. And so when I put Transform together, I said, you know what? I want it to be a one-stop shop. So you don't have to keep hiring all these, like a whole team of coaches. You can learn public speaking, how to write a book, how to create your program or academy, everything in one spot. Now, by teaching all those different things, okay, so one, we get clients who then we teach them how to write a book, and now they want to write a book. So, okay, well, we'll add a publishing company, because my first client for publishing said, well, will you publish my book? And I said, well, yeah, I can do that. I do my own. So that's where we started a publishing company. I don't know, 4 years ago or something. And then we have selling the programs, and we have the Transform Mastermind, where we're actually in a group teaching. So that's all these different streams of income. So how to build a website, everyone needs to know. So I teach you how to build a website. What happens is most members don't want to learn it. They say, well, will you just do it for me? Well, sure, I'll build you a website. So these are multiple streams of income. If I'm building a website, publishing a book, getting members on the membership, but they all complement each other. There's a reason for it. And so that is a multiple stream of income. When you're building your empire, you have to say, do these complement? Is there a reason that I do these things? And really it's because it's needed, because your clients are asking for it. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Absolutely, it does.
Something else that you've spoken to, the idea of most entrepreneurs being solopreneurs. Tell us a little bit about how important it is to maybe move away from being solopreneur.
Well, let me start by saying this. When I hear the term solopreneur, it really makes my butt pucker. I could not stand hearing that. And I hope I'm allowed to say that on here, but it really does. Like, I think we all have those moments where we're watching someone or hear something and we're almost embarrassed for them and like, don't do that. That is what solopreneur does to me, because no empire was ever built by one person. You can go study empires. It takes a team of people, no corporation. I mean, my husband runs a corporation. He is an assistant manager, a plant manager. He can't do that by himself. No, there is a team of people. And so if you are a business owner and you are a solopreneur, you will always struggle. You will always live paycheck to paycheck, even though that might be client to client. You're never going to have an empire. So it's really important to have an empire. One, residual income needs to be there somewhere. So that's one of the things we teach our members is, okay, here's your business. I see your business. It looks like everyone else's, but where can we find residual income? What structure can we add to your business? So when you want to take a week off, you can take a week off and you're still getting paid. I love it. I wake up every day of the month and I get paid. And it's just from the work I did before, and so residual income is really important, and building a team where you have a leadership team, you have a board of directors who you can bounce ideas off of, all these different people in place. And Transform Mastermind, I'm not the only one in there teaching. We have other masterminds who step up into leadership position and they're teaching. So one, let's face it, if we have to watch the same person every day for 10 years teach us, we're going to get tired of their face. We're going to get tired of their voice. We're like, oh, we need to learn from someone else. So you put together that team who say, okay, Cindy, you're going to teach every Tuesday. Thomas, you're going to teach every Wednesday. And then the next quarter, we get new people to teach. So it's always new ways of looking at things, new content that we're teaching. But you really cannot do it alone or you're going to get yourself stuck. So really,
it's spectacular.
Yeah, you got to build that empire and have your team of people who have the same passion and vision as you.
And Elena, what's your giveaway for the listeners today?
Oh, the giveaway.
Yes.
So glad you asked that. Okay, so we are giving away 1 month free in the membership group. And if you want to see, so etransforminternational.com is a lot of information. It's the know, like, and trust factor over there, which it does need updated because we recently had to split the websites because it was so large. So now we have transformmastermind.com, which is the membership website. And so I heard earlier, Thomas, you said etransforminternational.com, great place for people to go to. But for this giveaway, for a 1 month free spot in the membership, I would really like people to go to transformmastermind.com so they can get an idea. There's a video right on the home screen that gives you a tour of inside the membership website a little bit. So we're going to give away 1 free month, and this is to everyone. So it's not like the first person, but everyone who texts the words 1 month to the phone number 567-259-6454. We will text you back and we will get set up with you and get you 1 month free in the membership portal and the Facebook group.
That is a fantastic giveaway. Elena, thank you so much. Elena Rahrig from transformmastermind.com as well as eTransform International, Transformation International, pardon me. So please come back and listen to the next segment. We'll be right back with you.
If you are looking for a safe, zero-calorie natural option to the harmful artificial sweeteners on the market today, Just Like Sugar is what you're looking for. Just Like Sugar is a wonderful natural alternative for those health-conscious people who choose a calorie-restricted diet with a great, pure, sweet flavor that tastes just like sugar. Just Like Sugar is a great natural option for people suffering from diabetes and may be useful in restricted diet programs where standard sugars are not allowed and does not cause a laxative effect of some other sweeteners. Just Like Sugar comprises a perfect blend of chicory root fiber, natural calcium, natural vitamin C, and Just Like Sugar's sweetness comes from the natural flavors from the peel of the orange. Just Like Sugar is a natural alternative to harmful artificial sweeteners and will change the way that you believe all natural sweetener products taste. Just Like Sugar is available at your local Whole Foods markets, Wild Oats markets, Henry's, Sun Harvest, and many other fine natural food stores in the U.S., Canada, and worldwide. They are here, and they've been here for thousands of years, making their presence known in the shadows. They might be seen by a lonely motorist on a deserted road late at night, or by a frightened and confused husband in the bedroom he is sharing with his wife. But who are they? What do they want? Why are they here? Perhaps most concerning, has the government been aware of their presence all along? The new book by Elena Rahrig, UFO Disclosure, the 70-year cover-up exposed, delves into the world of UFOs. Can full disclosure be soon? Order now and receive a free hour and 37-minute DVD on the UFO phenomenon. UFOs are real. Get both the book and the DVD, a $40 value, for only $19.99. To order your book and DVD today, go to lamarzulli.net. That's LAMARZULLI.net.
You have heard of the X Zone? Now watch it on Simul TV, plus 500 video games, live TV channels, free video on demand, worldwide, and more. Does this sound like tomorrow's television? Well, it is, but you can have it today, right now. It is Simul TV. Simul TV offers what the others only wish they could provide. 15 exclusive channels like X-Zone, Sci-Fi, and Horror. We are worldwide. No other provider offers that. 500 built-in video games. No need to have an extra expensive system. We have them included. Free video on demand. Live streaming events from around the world. Interactive online network, and much more. Tomorrow's TV today. Simul TV. Sound too good to be true? Well, it's not. You can have Simul TV today. Sign up at simultv.com. Do it today.
You're back with the Imagine More Success radio show with Cindy and Thomas. In the previous two segments, we heard from Elena Rahrig, who was spending time with us today. She was talking about how you can turn your business into an empire. Cindy, we went through some really fun topics today, and I had some real kind of breakthrough moments, in what she was talking about.
Yes, Elena's a rock star, which is why I invited her to our show today. And as she mentioned, I am on her leadership team, and I do some training there. But I'm also in 2 of her compilation books.
Yes. And, that's something I'd love for us to explore in a future show where we talk about compilation books as an opportunity for the aspiring author to have a chance to become published without the overwhelming concept of writing an entire book to start with.
Yeah, that's a great idea. If anyone's interested, Thomas and I are creating another compilation book, and send me an email or comment on our page, imaginemoresuccess.net, and I will connect you with the details of our upcoming compilation book.
Yeah, it's a really fantastic way to do it. My very first book that I wrote, co-wrote a book, and then the second book that I was featured in was actually a compilation book that you invited me into called Goal For It, which is also the name of the courses that we are currently offering at findhiddenmoney.com. But yes, if you're someone who is an aspiring author, or you want to have the opportunity to write your first book, or to get yourself out there, or learn the process, create an amazing marketing material for yourself, the idea of a compilation book where you and multiple authors all contribute a portion of the book, it's a fantastic way to go about getting your feet wet in the writing and publishing genre.
Yes, so anyone who has interest, let us know. We'd love to have a conversation around that.
Absolutely. The other thing that really stuck out for me that Elena was talking about was that idea of multiple streams of income. And, it's so funny in my own life. I've been where she was talking about doing completely disparate things in order to have what would be considered multiple streams of income. And yes, when your multiple streams of income are not necessarily supportive of one another, it actually requires a lot more effort than if they're all interconnected and supporting one another.
When you see the secret in the transformation of that is to keep the job that's giving you cash flow, whatever that might be, and then you develop the related positions or different streams of income that you want to have that are connected to each other.
Yeah, I mean, that's very much like the Warren Buffett model of how he started Berkshire Hathaway. Berkshire Hathaway was originally a group of textile mills which were based in the United States, and that entire industry was an industry that was basically on its last leg, on its way out, but he was able to utilize the cash from those textile mills in order to start building the much bigger company, which is now developed into this massive conglomerate, that tremendously gigantic stock price for a single share.
Well, you know how he did that. You know how he did that, right? Is that he figured out what people would always need. And if you look at what's called his Big Five or his Big Seven, I think it is, he had newspapers and he had Coca-Cola, I think it was, and uniform companies, See's Candy, everything people are not willing to give up. Caffeine's in there, I might note.
Yeah, exactly. Well, your caffeine comes back again in the fourth segment.
Exactly. And so that was his idea, was to find things people can't live without and start with those. But I'm sure his buddy Bill Gates has gotten him more involved in the internet.
Yeah, I'm sure. Something else that we talked about earlier today that really also touched home for me, and that I've learned by working with you, Cindy, is that concept of not being a solopreneur. Like, you really can't do everything yourself. Even if you could take the time to develop every single skill, you really need a team in order to support you, to help you get to the next level, because she's right. There's no company that can exist just based upon a single person. Everyone needs help, assistance, and basically the people that you hire become leverage for you in order to do more and to get more without necessarily having to expend more energy.
Well, I might note that that is part of our next series of courses, and we've labeled it Manage Your Inner CEO, and that is going to be teaching how to manage your team.
Yeah. Yes.
And yourself.
And that's maybe the most important part, right? Something else that really stands out for me also is that idea of bringing together family. And I mentioned that earlier, but that is such a powerful way to do any endeavor. A friend of mine is trying to adopt, I wouldn't call it a minimalist lifestyle, but she wants to get everything in her life kind of organized. And she has two really little kids. One of them is she's 4, and her 4-year-old is all excited about minimalism, and she's helping her in like organizing things and putting her toys away. And it's just so funny because when I hear about the synergy between the two of them, it just cracks me up, because what an amazing way to be able to have some inspiration from your little ones, and also, begin to plant the seeds for them that is going to help them develop really great habits for adulthood.
Yes, but there's a caution there too, because not all families get along. And when you have undermining and people who aren't willing to compromise and support, then that could be the downfall of an organization. I mean, look at McDonald's. They weren't family, but they each had their own family working in their business. When Ray Kroc wanted to buy the company from the McDonald brothers, and he had to get down and dirty to get that accomplished, and then of course grew McDonald's into the huge empire that it is today. But because the McDonald brothers weren't willing to do what it takes to grow a business like that to the level of the vision of Ray Kroc, it forced Ray Kroc to get down and dirty. I don't know if you know the story.
Actually, I don't know the story. It's kind of funny. I know it's a really important story, but it's not one that I know.
Well, what he did, the turning point was he actually bought the building and the land that the McDonald brothers were using for the first McDonald's business. And then he forced them out because they were not willing to allow Ray Kroc to grow the business in the way that he wanted to. And even though it was, underhanded, down and dirty, he did an excellent job of growing the business. It's just too bad that he had to do it in such a way that, made the McDonald brothers lose out on the empire.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, not a story that I'm really familiar with, but I know it's a massive story.
Yes.
Something else that I love talking about today, and I think is really important. We talked about, kind of being yourself in the previous segments. And there's also that whole concept of how informal society has become. And it just boggles my mind, even to this day, how that has happened. And, it's something that I've had to really learn how to embrace as well, because in my own background, informality or like imperfections are not really, I'd say there's really no room for them. I have a classical music background. There's not a lot of, it's not a lot of room for being imperfect or informal per se.
Well, in my coming up years in corporate America, informality was not allowed. There was definitely rules and regulations that were expected.
But there's always trendsetters that are willing to do something regardless of what the perceived outcome is going to be, or what people's perceptions of their behavior is. And those are the people who lead those trends, because there were people who came out informally, and Steve Jobs, I think, is a great example of that.
Mm-hmm. I was just thinking entrepreneurs when you said that.
Yeah, so many entrepreneurs do that, and that's because they want to live their life on their own terms anyway. They don't want to fit to a corporate structure or to have these like really tremendous boundaries or kind of heavy, heavy weights on them every single day to be perfect or to do things in a very specific way. So that's how I guess it kind of began to spread as being okay. Once people look up and they see that the people at the top are doing things in a very specific way, it's, it seems to garner acceptance with the mainstream, and then it becomes popular, and that's what's happened.
Well, I think that we need to come back toward the middle just a little bit, because I think we're just becoming a little too informal, and it's affecting a lot of parts of our society right now.
Yeah, I could see that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
And so what are we going to talk about with our courses today, Thomas?
On our courses today, we want to talk about that idea of creating not only what your dreams are, what your goals are, but also creating that bigger life picture. And that's something that we talk about in the findhiddenmoney.com courses, where we talk about the big five of life. And Cindy, in your experience, if you could just name one part of your life that really changed when you took that kind of goal achievement formula and applied it to a very personal part of your life, which one would you say had the most change and the best change?
Well, I'd have to say that I've always been extremely career oriented. I really didn't have a choice. I was on my own at a very young age and didn't really have a net. And I think when I married my husband, my priorities changed a bit. And what I did was I talked him into retiring early and working in my business.
If you're listening today and you want to make sure that you have the chance to spend more time with your loved ones, hey, you can always just hire them. How about that?
Exactly. And you know what? He's fabulous, so it was worth it.
Yeah, what an awesome way to make sure that you get a chance to be with the people you love. I really love that. And it's really funny. There's actually a bunch of tax strategies based around that as well, with one of our future guests who we're going to have on the show. He's actually going to talk about hiring your family members as a tax strategy as well. But we want to thank you again for joining us today. We want to encourage you to listen to some of our past episodes at imaginemoresuccess.net. And we want you to also check out our series of courses called Goal For It at findhiddenmoney.com, so you can find the hidden money in your business to help you create better top and bottom line revenues for yourself. And do come back and listen to us again. We'd love to see you and talk to you again on the Imagine More Success radio show.
Little children aren't the only ones afraid of the dark. Millions of soldiers return from war zones with PTSD, anger, frustration, fear, and loneliness, much of which surfaces during the darkness of the night. You have the chance to change the lives of these American heroes. Songs and Stories for Soldiers.us provides free MP3 players for these men and women. With a list of 3 million songs in 16 different styles, 100,000 audiobooks, and 30,000 old-time radio programs, every veteran can find something to soothe and comfort them at no cost. All our players contain an 8-hour audio program designed to help veterans fall asleep. With 1,500 plus vets now participating, it's our goal to deliver 10,000 audio players this year. Go to our website at songsandstoriesforsoldiers.us. Help us help a veteran make it through the night.
Whether you're a skeptic or a believer, join me, Rob McConnell, as together we'll investigate the world of the paranormal and the science of parapsychology here on the X-Zone Radio TV show on XZBN and the X-Zone TV channel on Simul TV. Since 1990, the X-Zone Radio TV show has been the place where people dare to believe and dare to be heard. Together, we'll investigate UFOs, aliens, ghosts, Bigfoot, psychic phenomenon, lake monsters, conspiracy theories, government cover-ups, the truth embargo, alien abductions, ESP, haunted locations from around the world, and so much more. With over 28 years of broadcasting and more than 4,500 individual guests, the X-Zone is truly a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality, as evidenced by the credibility, integrity, and professionalism of the guests that we bring to our international audience. If you have seen a UFO, had a close encounter, seen a ghost, Bigfoot, lake monster, or a story that you would like to share or have investigated, contact me, Rob McConnell, by sending me your email to xzone@xzoneradiotv.com, or you can call toll-free 1-800-610-7035, extension 143, and on Skype, X-Zone Radio TV. For more information on the X-Zone Radio TV show with yours truly, Rob McConnell, visit www.xzoneradiotv.com or www.xzonetvchannel.com or simultv.com and xzbn.net. Until next we meet here in the X-Zone from our broadcast center and studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, always remember, X-Zone Nation, keep your eyes to the sky and your heart in the light.